My name is Michael Blumberg with Virtual Reality Media Associates.
I'm Ela Darling. I'm the co-founder of VRTube.xxx. I'm the world's first virtual reality cam girl. We're the first company to ever do live webcam chats in virtual reality. We also were the first to do pornographic holograms in VR, so I was the first VR hologram girl. And yeah, we've done kind of everything, like every sort of VR capture from 180, 3D, 360, 3D, holograms, a dating simulator, live cams, just all of it. It is 3D.
It's 3D, it's video, you're streaming live, and people can talk to you.
That's right.
That's very cool. And your company came up with that technology. Like nobody else has that right now.
That's correct. My partner and I created it. We've filed a patent on it. Basically, the new approach that we take is it's a 360 approach to live cams. When you enter my cam stream, you're in my bedroom with me, which you can see a very small bit of here. But in VR, you can just look all around. You'll see Boba Fett and some Star Trek stuff and a gas mask that I bedazzled on a mannequin. And it's really, really cool, and it's very immersive. And it really starts to foster that intimate connection with the performer before they even say anything. From the user's perspective, it's, it just offers a much stronger and immediate connection with the performer. And from the performer's perspective, they can cam in VR, they can cam in traditional 2D, and they could also have a camera person on set shooting whatever they're doing, so they can monetize their whole performance across 3 different platforms.
So what is it about the Women of VR that inspires you, that you want to be a part of?
I'm really excited to encourage women to enter the tech industry and find their niche and find success in it. It's traditionally a male-dominated industry, and I think most of the consumers of VR at this juncture are primarily men. And I think the best way to encourage a diverse user base and also a diverse industry is to encourage people who are not as represented to come in and find a place in it. So women are very underrepresented in the tech industry. People of color are very underrepresented, trans people. I can only help the people whom I can speak with, and I can't speak for anyone else. And so when I saw Women in VR, I knew that that was a place that I could lend my voice and encourage a stronger future for all of virtual reality. I think it's really important for us to represent a variety, a cornucopia of perspectives in virtual reality in order to be the most fruitful and lush and productive industry that it can be. So yeah, I think Women in VR does a really good job of encouraging new voices to step into the field. We need to make sure that there are many voices represented when we have discussions about VR. So when we have panels, when we have conferences, when we have anything where we're representing people in the industry, we need to make sure that we're representing a variety of voices and not just the same perspectives over and over again. I think that can be a challenge. I think it can be a challenge just making connections, because people tend to socialize with people that are similar to them, that look like them. So when you're entering a field where you don't really look like most of the other people in it already, there can be barriers in moving up the ladder or just expanding your contact list. So I think just being more welcoming and being aware that we need to welcome more people into the fold is a big step. I think people should treat each other respectfully and collaboratively. I think there can be a tendency to be adversarial when it's a business scenario, and that's fine. But for the good of the industry, I think it's important to help each other as much as we can and to lift each other's voices as much as we can. If you know somebody is trying to do a particular project and you know other people that might be able to help them towards that goal, connect those people. Just help build bridges together, and we all benefit from it. Treating people ethically, valuing labor, valuing time, compensating people whenever possible, and if you're not compensating people, making sure that whatever contributions they're making benefit them and are worthwhile, if not immediately, then down the line. I think that's very important. With the sharing economy that we've kind of entered into, it can be very easy to take advantage of people or to find a really bootstrapped way to approach something that cuts out the compensation. And that can be fine if you're just trying to realize an initial vision, but once you've done that, it's really important to make sure that everybody who's helped you along the way is appreciated for the contributions they've made. So I just won Performer of the Year from an organization called the Free Speech Coalition. They're a trade organization in the adult film industry. They also do a lot of legislative work. They do a lot of legal things. They work with Cal OSHA a lot to help facilitate better laws for my industry. And so yeah, they chose me as Performer of the Year based on my advocacy work for performers, my activism in terms of, fighting against some of the laws that are cropping up in California in the adult film industry, for helping to dispel myths and rumors about the adult film industry, for being a strong voice, for helping, my peers, other performers in the industry. I serve on the board of directors of an organization called the Adult Performer Advocacy Committee. It's me and the board is me and 3 other people, and we've done a lot of work to make adult film a safer place for performers and raise performer voices, and to try to hear what the performers in the adult industry need and want in order to feel safety and valued. We've established a credit union for adult performers because it's very common for big banks, Chase, Wells Fargo, I think maybe even Bank of America, they've just shut down bank accounts belonging to sex workers because the nature of our work is considered high risk. So you've got like families who suddenly have no access to their funds because one of the members of the household happens to be a sex worker, happens to work in the adult film industry, which is an entirely legal industry. So we helped establish a credit union. We've established a program where professionals outside of the adult industry can apply for what's called the APAC stamp, which is sort of a pledge to respect adult performers, not take advantage of people, not judge them based on their work or their sexual preferences or sexuality. It's like an understanding that there are many different approaches to a healthy sex life and a healthy mental state. And it's been a really good program. We've connected performers with health professionals, mental health professionals, legal people, tax advisors. We've done quite a bit. We have seminars and panels for performers. It's something I'm very, very passionate about. So because of my activism work and the stuff I do with APAC and just the various things I've done for the past several years, they honored me with this really great award, and it was really cool. I also won Best Fetish Model at the LA Fetish Film Awards, which was a big honor because that's something related to adult work, but it's very far removed from porn. It's a much more cerebral, much more artistic recognition, and I was really honored. And I've been nominated for, XBiz Awards and AVN Awards. I was nominated for Best All-Girl Performer at XBiz, and VRTube.xxx was nominated for Best VR Site and Best Niche Website, or Best Alternative Website by AVN, but I don't think I've actually won any AVNs or XBiz Awards.
Okay, so you were recently at AVN. Where can people find you next? Like, what big events will you be going to?
There is a virtual reality convention or conference, I suppose, in New York City in March called Versions, and I will be speaking at that. I will also be speaking at South by Southwest in March in Austin, Texas. I think that's March 18th at the Hilton in Austin. I'll be speaking about VR porn.
What else are you doing? What's something? Tell me something really cool that you're doing that I don't know about, of course.
Well, the VR cam stuff is really big. We're about to, when we launch, we're gonna be able to accommodate an infinite number of performers on the stream at any one time. So previously, I mentioned that we were the first to do live VR cams, and we took an approach that used like a green screen, and we could have like 1, maybe 2 performers streaming at once. And it was a cool experience. But because of the green screen, it wasn't as great and immersive as it could be. Some of the physics was a little wonky, and from a performer's perspective, they could only cam in VR. So we decided that the green screen approach was just not a good approach for live cams. And now that we've introduced this new thing that lets performers do so many different things, and we can have so many performers on at once, in the next couple of weeks, we're going to be launching, and we're going to launch with a whole bunch of new performers who, many of whom have never been involved in virtual reality at all. So they'll be kind of in this new experience with people who are also new to VR. So it's going to be a really cool thing. We're looking to sign a deal with a cam company that I can't name at this moment. We're also talking to some more mainstream people. We'd like to take the cam approach that we're doing and make something for non-adult entertainers, YouTube stars and things like that, something where they can have like live shows where people can come and hang out with them in virtual reality. We've just got so many ideas.